Welcome back to the Core of Education. I'm Dr. Rod Berger, and look, I'm very excited about this, and because I'm speaking with Ankit Kandawal from India, and we had originally wanted to talk previously, but technology was sort of getting in our way, and I'm just really glad that we're able to get back and have our conversation because it's important what Ankit has done and the way that he has taken control of his education, and I think in this growing age of really self-control in education and controlling our path and taking ownership of that really is the best way to put that. Ankit should be the poster child for this. I mean, he's very well educated, but here's the thing: he didn't listen to conventional wisdom. He did it his way by looking at market trends, by seeing what was available to him, and really crafting the next generation degree in higher education. So, Ankit, it's such a pleasure to have you on today. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really glad that you invited me for this show and to share my experience with other audience.
Well, I think that it's really, look, I know you do this every day. This is your life. But I would imagine that there are going to be a lot of people watching this that are going to be amazed at the choices that you made and the courage that you exhibited to really, buck the system and take a different path. So give us the version. Let us know sort of. I know obviously you went overseas for your undergraduate work, and then tell us what happened from there.
Yeah, well, to be put in the to let me put in the perspective, it's like I realized that I have potential to become something. Someone, it's like past 8, 9 years or since, let's say, from school, I was developing a lot of skills, and when I realized that I want to become something like, say, global manager, I kind of realized that this doesn't exist in the system. The conventional educations doesn't fulfill the kind of hunger you have, the kind of skill set you need. They don't have it. And what I'm aiming at is not possible. And even if it's possible, it might cost us a lot of money. And so it's like I went on devising my own path in the way I think should be best suit my needs. Because I saw a lot of how to say, we are discussing it from past many years that education is getting outdated. The graduates coming out of universities are not equipped with the skills. So I went for skills, not for degree this time. I already have 2 degrees, as you said mentioned. So I knew the system, how it works. I knew how we educate in universities. But being coming in like in 21st century when we have a lot of education material available, it's more about customizing to your needs on how you can do that. So I just tried it, and I hope it worked out well.
All right, so
Yeah.
tell us about specifically the courses that you picked. So you had the degrees already, and you said,
Yes.
I want to craft my own curriculum. Because
Yes.
look, a lot of people know what MOOCs are, they know what open
Yeah,
courseware
yes.
is,
Yes.
but they may not have tried these. And maybe they just need to try one of them and have a good experience and then see how they can apply it in their daily lives. Because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people worry about taking these self-structured courses because
Mhm.
they worry about themselves and their own discipline to follow through with the assignments, right? The work that needs to be put in, as
Mhm.
opposed to going in front of a professor and being proctored to and being told when to do things. So tell us about the specific courses, how you evaluated which ones you were going to take, and what role
Mhm.
it played in you individually as a learner.
Yeah. So as I said before, what I did is I spent like 2, 3 months to study like market trends, to the future problems, to see if I want to become that kind of person, like global manager, what kind of skill set he needs. So these 3 months, I spent a lot of time in finding out the skill set the person need to have. Now that concept doesn't exist in the education system as far as I knew, and then I matched them with the skills I already had, and then I realized what skills I need to have, and then I picked the courses. So it's like MOOC has come as a good help to the already customized path which I have researched and developed. And I believe you asked me the self-discipline. Well, it's kind of hard when you take a new path the first time. A lot of people, when the MOOC came the first time, they were very much skeptical. They didn't know how is it going to play out. But I believe like when the computers came out the first time, we just learned them by enjoying. And MOOC is like one of the good ways of interactive educations. Not everyone can go to the top universities. Not everyone may be a very fast learner, and the MOOC can be very helpful for the people who wants to build who are very busy, or who are very much like to learn, but they don't may not have a time, or they may not be able to try. So this can be their chance, I believe, and I just tried to do that.
Ankit, was it intimidating to take courses from MIT, from Carnegie Mellon, from Yale? I mean, look, obviously you're a very intelligent individual, but I think
Mhm.
even for myself, I would say, my goodness, how will I compare to the level of rigor in a course from Yale University? Tell us about that experience.
Well, I think the answer is like when I studied in Denmark, the university I studied is one of the best in the world in the chemical engineering. So this feeling was never had in my mind. And the second, I was taking open courseware from MIT from past 7 years. I was studying open courseware from PDF, studying and trying to build my knowledge set. So this feeling never came that this is going to be difficult or not. The way it's new. The interactive format is new. That feeling was there. That this can be how it's gonna work out. So initially that feeling was there. Definitely it was there, but that rigor coming from top universities and all, I don't think it was there in my mind. No, initially.
So you're just a lot smarter than I am, which I'm perfectly fine with. Chemical engineering would not be my cup of tea because I don't have that skill set. So I fully
It's
appreciate that.
basically it's I should say it's mostly that the drive, that ambition I had in mind that overcome all those fears which I had initially. So
Ankit, tell us about the choice of American universities. I'll plead ignorance as to the offerings that are outside the U.S. because I think we see in the press a lot about what's going on with MIT, Yale, and Carnegie Mellon
mhm.
and the like. Why U.S. online offerings and not other countries?
Can you please repeat? I didn't get
What?
the
Yeah, I'm
first part that you.
just wanting to understand why you chose U.S. universities. If there were other universities in other areas of the world that might have been of interest to you.
Yeah, not necessarily. If I don't think I was able to show you the number of courses I did, it was not just US based universities. Maybe it's like US based universities were the first to start MOOC movement. It's like the MIT, Stanford were the first to put their syllabus or the course on the MOOC platform. Later, other universities has followed it. So it's like maybe because they started, they were able to provide more number of courses, the courses I wanted. But I did the courses from higher school of economics from Russia. I did from university in Australia, from China, from Denmark, even from Mexico. So it's not just US based universities I did. I just did based on the needs I have, not university specific.
Anki, did you notice a difference in the courses from the different countries? Like a course in Mexico, did you find it to be different with technology and the way that they organize the information from a course in Russia?
Yeah, there's a yes, there is a difference, but I believe that the course itself was different. Like from ITS in Mexico, I did the course in Latin American culture, so it was often from Mexico. So I believe they are the best to offer such courses. From Higher School of Economics, Russia, I did the course on understanding Russian culture in cross culture context. So it also gives a diversity. I think that's what I was aiming for, to understand more about different countries. So it's added a good value how these different courses are organized, how different universities use the same platform in a different manner. So it is good.
So give us the update on Keat. So where are you with regards to job search? I know your study ended in June of this year.
Mm,
So
yes.
where are we now? Did you find the dream job?
Well, actually, it's to do some more stuff about smoke. What I did is I thought I did well, actually, officially it was end in June, but I was doing courses till September, October, the last month. So I declared June, but I was doing some courses till October. So it just finished unofficially, and I had in mind that the obstacles I faced, the negative skepticism about MOOC and open education. So I decided to somehow promote it, the open educations through my or through my work, through my example. That's how you came. I approached you and to some other newspapers and educational institutions just to promote an open educations. And yes, I was already approached by some employers, and I'm considering it. So it's hopefully it's going going well.
So
So
the plan has worked thus far, it sounds like.
yes, it's working so far. I need to take the next call. How it's gonna end up. That's all. How it's gonna be next up because this is objectives almost fulfilled. I just trying to create some awareness about open education. I approach UNESCO, I approach World Bank, and some other people know about how the power of this online education. At least have an open-minded, positive view because there is so much negative thing coming out of this all the media and all the research, and I just want to add a student perspective from developing nations that how valuable they can be for those who don't have access to education or those who can't go to universities because of a lot of problems. So that's what I'm doing now.
So let's talk about that fear from the industry side. Those in
Hmm.
higher education might say that if we have millions of Ankit Kandawals, we're going to
Hmm.
lose physical universities because students will say, I don't need to go to one university over a 4-year period, or when I can create my own path, because Ankit Kandawal has done that, and now he has job offers, and he's a prominent thought leader, and that's what I want to become. So, to those skeptics who say that your efforts are going to be taking away from traditional education, what would you say?
No, I don't think so. It's if you go for statistics, the number of people who don't go to universities because of the higher cost or due to family issues or due to they have children or they need to start early the jobs, the kind of people who see Harvard and MIT can only admit the selected set of peoples. I think you admit to that. So it more can be can able to go to those people who are not able to come to traditional universities, who are not able to attend, so they can it can somehow amplify the people who are untouched by education, especially in developing nations, because the kind of infrastructure they needed to cope up with the growth in populations cannot be matched by starting traditional universities. MOOC can be a good answer. So I don't think that fear is it's unnecessary fear. Universities don't need to fear. They will exist because the professors who are coming, they are coming from universities, research happen in universities, and they will continue to function. Maybe the mode of education might change because I did it. I was just doing analyzing the, let's say the big cities. Someone has to commute like 2-3 hours to go to universities. Maybe MOOC can be helpful to enhance the university education, but eliminating universities, I don't think it's possible. At least 5 to 10 years. After that, I don't know.
Let's talk about India specifically. There are a lot of people who are outside of India who say there's a lack of infrastructure. My challenge to that is speaking to people like yourselves who are
Hmm.
doing amazing things out of India, especially in ed tech.
Hmm.
And I'm interested to see how the rest of the market responds to that from around the world. DataWind is an example with the Akash tablet. In over 200 million Indian children's hands, they're going to have these tablets, and being able to access the internet. What is that going to do to education on the greater landscape? So tell us a little bit about India and how your approach can help other students India as well, wondering if they have access, if they have resources, if they can dream big. What do you say to them?
Well, I'll give you a very realistic scenario. I come from a small town. My town, not many people speak English, and I used to I grown up seeing people walking like 10 kilometers to attend a primary school, and then some people need to cross the rivers to go to schools, and many people dropped out the college or universities just because they need to feed their families. I think this this MOOC format can be really helpful because these people are motivated to learn. They just don't know how. So if we can modify the MOOC to reach the masses, and I'm sure the government of India is trying to do things as far as I saw the news reports, then we can have a lot of educated people who can't be covered through traditional educations, and this can be really helpful for the developing nations like India because we have a huge population and education system can't cope up and it cannot grow overnight in a traditional manner, so we need unconventional methods to educate those population.
So tell me about some of the personalities in India that have taken notice. Has Sugata Mitra noticed what you're up to?
I'm sorry, say again, please.
Sugata Mitra, the school in the cloud. Do you know Sugata Mitra?
Sugara Mitra? No, no.
Yeah, he won the TED Prize, and he
Okay,
developed this school in the cloud. And he actually now he teaches in Newcastle in England. Uh,
okay.
but he is from India and a very famous educator from there. So imagine that he needs to know about what you're doing and the way that you're providing, the way you provided education to yourself in a very unique way.
Okay, I think I heard about him. He must be doing good work, and thanks for the tip. I'll approach him.
Yeah.
It's just see, India is very big, and it's in the world of internet. The information is so somehow hidden. We just need to uncover it, and sometimes it's very difficult to find the right person. So I'll try.
That's
I'll
very
approach him.
true. So
Yeah.
let's close with this on Keith. I mean, what is your big dream? I would imagine that you didn't intend to put yourself out as a thought leader and someone in the media, but really by default, by what you've done, now people are taking notice, and I would imagine there are opportunities. What's the big dream for you? I know it started out in global management, but I would think that maybe your opportunities could be even bigger and more diverse.
This is the question I even my father asks all the time. I always get confused what to answer because it just when I started this program and the project, I was not optimistic that I will be able to finish, and I ended up telling myself I'm an idiot. Nobody has done it. Why I'm doing it? So when it comes out so successfully, that I'm not sure that the question I can really answer. It's just future is so promising. When it's so promising, it just things are changing, things are happening, and I just want to, you know, just take a piece of pie of those promising things and just take me somewhere and let's see how it's gonna work out. Because global management, it's my dream, global manager, but it can also work on many fields and I don't know.
Well,
Seriously, that's where it can end up. It can, what you're saying, it can end up very big. Because I started very small way, this small dream that I want to be 10, 15 years, but it's just came out. It just happened so nicely, and people are taking notice. They are seeing it's a good way, and I'm just glad that people are able to take their life in their hands through my examples, and if they can do something better, it's just an honor to be there. And let's see where it ends up.
well, Ankit, you are a fantastic ambassador to the future of education, and I'm so happy for your successes, and I hope that we are able to stay in touch. This is a really, really wonderful venture that that you've been on, and I think that universities around the world can take note and take heed of it to see how they can better develop their own courses so that they don't
Yes,
lose the Ankit
definitely,
Khandelwals of the
definitely.
world.
Definitely, especially because the new generation is coming up, just the new generation is coming up. It's not the same way, say your generation used to get educated. The new generation is hungry for knowledge. They want things fast, or they want to chart their own course. So I believe the education system might take a notice of this, change in mindset of the kids today and the people like me, and they can somehow modify the education system a bit to make it more. I would say more accustomed to the needs of this new mindset, new mentality of the people.
Well, continued success. Please touch base with us. We'd love to see how your progress continues, and we wish you all the best in the future. Once again, we want to thank Ankit Khandelwal. I'm Dr. Rod Berger. This is the
Thank
Core of
you very much.
Education.